Good morning, book lovers of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I get a new subscriber and I also read a page from a book of my choice. So, in today's video, I am going to be reviewing another play, this time by Harold Pinter called The Birthday Party. So, this one I read for university because I have an exam in less than a week about these plays, so I thought it would be a good idea to read them and to make content out of them. So I heard a lot of this being read out to me by Professor Corby, who did a great job, and he made it out to be much funnier than it is because you know how Meg can be. If you've read this play, you will understand Meg's character, and her repetition, her saying the same things over and over again, it comes across as hilarious, which is something you have to experience visually rather than when you're reading it, I suppose. But my first impression, other than this, was is it over? Because of the way it finished, I was hoping for the suspense with regard to what Stanley had done to be explained. So, throughout the play, there is this character Stanley who is persecuted by these two thugs, yet we never really find out what the reason as to why they do this is. Um, and I am suspicious as to whether Goldberg and McCann finally lobotomized the guy, though this isn't said explicitly. His behavior seems to um, give the reader that impression. At least that is the impression I got out of it. Maybe he was in a comatose state from the birthday party the previous evening because it was pretty crazy. So yeah, I still don't understand why they were looking for him to begin with. So they do call him a traitor of the organization. We don't know what this organization is. They also refer to him as a Judas, and they mention how he might have killed his mother. Now, throughout, Stanley is generally made out to be a good guy, though we do get to see his psychotic tendencies when he begins to strangle Meg and attempts to take advantage of Lulu. So, after Meg organizes him a birthday party, he says that it isn't even his birthday, but still she organizes him a birthday party and he strangles her. I mean, he is absolutely frustrated after the way he is treated by the thugs. He has some sort of nervous breakdown. He isn't himself. Yet this is the way he behaves. So it is strange. I'm not sure whether we can trust Stanley or not, and I'm not sure whether to empathize with him or not either. I mean, we're not given enough context to make that sort of decision. And this play, I found it to be very strange, and some of the characters felt like they came straight out of the uncanny valley. I mean, almost to an extent where they are absurd, where they're not even real. So I suppose it would take a lot of great actors to behave this way. And Meg is perhaps the best example of this. Meg is rather a naive character, not the sharpest tool in the shed. She takes everything kind of seriously and she believes anything and everything, which is quite a shame, but it is also what makes the play what it is, because without Meg's behavior, we wouldn't have had the drama to begin with, because the drama takes quite a long time to form part of this play, which is quite frustrating. It was enjoyable. I mean, this one has about 60 pages. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars, and it was enjoyable, I suppose, for the fact that Meg, who came across as a mother figure to Stanley all along, even the way Stanley treats her and the way he behaves around her. I mean, Stanley is just this guy who has been there for a year in this boarding home, and he isn't related to her in any way, but she is the reason as to why he is discovered and taken away by the two thugs. And of course, Meg's husband, Petey, also plays a part in this. So the main point, I suppose, is that the house is on the list, and that is how the thugs were able to find Stanley. So, this list, of course, could have two different connotations. I mean, the list where people can find boarding homes to stay for a couple of days, or in Stanley's case, up to a year, maybe. Then we can also have a list for maybe, I don't know, mental hospitals or asylums, because the members of this home, they all seem to be rather strange and pretty crazy. And yeah, the first few pages were absolutely hilarious as well as frustrating, so I found them to be hilarious when they were read out to me. Um, I found them to be much more frustrating when I was the one doing the reading in my mind, because Meg is that much of an annoying character. You can't even stand her because of how dull she is as a person and how she repeats the same thing. You can't really communicate well with her, and that gets on anyone's nerves, I would imagine. So the drama took too long to begin, as I mentioned, and the culmination was disappointing, even though it was mysterious. So yeah, the open-endedness of it wasn't what I really hoped for, and I'm quite disappointed by that. But I also understand why Pinter would take that direction. He also focuses a lot on the pauses, not sure why. Maybe he wants us to reminisce on what is going on, maybe he wants us to think about the implications of what is being said, what is happening, though I couldn't really understand exactly what his main point was. So yeah, I would definitely say that this one is more put together than Sarah Kane's Blasted. Certainly, 100%. And I am still curious and hate, basically, how it's all so open ended. It doesn't have to be that way. And now that I've finished reading it, even though it's a very short play, I feel as though I wasted my time getting to know the characters. So yeah, that is basically all I have to say about Harold Pinter's The Birthday Party. I would like to thank my mother for printing me this because I couldn't find a copy in time, so I just found a PDF version online which I could print. Apparently, it's legal. And yeah, I'm very glad to explain my thoughts to you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video and make sure to check out the rest of my content. So as always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye guys.